All right, this is our video blog on We. I'm Patrick Geiger.
I'm Evan Dooling.
So first of all, we're going to start off with our opinions of the book. When I first started it, it was very confusing for me. I had to reread it several times just to understand what was going on. I thought it was a very slow novel, and it really wasn't my type of book. I'm not really big into the science fiction, so overall, I wasn't a big fan. What do you think, Evan?
I have to pretty much agree. Like Pat said, I had a hard time reading it in the beginning. I don't know, I just felt like the structure of it was pretty confusing. Over time, the book didn't really have, I would say it's pretty anticlimactic. Just doesn't have too much suspense that you would hope for in a dystopian type novel. I felt like Zemyatin really could have used the characters and the plot to its full potential and just put more intensity in it and just make it more entertaining. I got pretty bored with the book pretty fast, but first we kind of want to go over why D503 chooses or makes his decision. But before that, we kind of wanted to talk about the compare and contrast portion of it. We kind of compared it to like a criminal. They usually commit a crime and then they go to jail, and they get put on parole and have a new hope and a new potential for life and to be better. But unfortunately, they go back to their old ways. For example, they go out into society and they'll do good for a little bit and then come back to their old ways, commit a crime, and go back to jail. And we compare that to D503 because in the end, or towards the end of the novel, I-330 tries to convince him to disagree with the one state and kind of divert from it, but just through his satisfaction, he stays with the one state and reverts back to his old ways.
Right, and we also could see the reason we felt that he went back to the one state was, in the end, it's people going to what's normal for them is what makes them happy. They don't like really anything out of the ordinary that would disrupt their way of thinking. And a quote I wanted to read that was in D503's last diary entry. He said, "No delirium, no absurd metaphors, no feelings, nothing but facts. Because I'm well, I'm entirely, absolutely well. I smile, I cannot help smiling. A kind of splinter was pulled out of my head, and the head feels light, empty, or to be more precise, not empty, but free of anything extraneous that might interfere with the smiling." So I felt that this quote showed ultimately he achieved the happiness, that he is fine with the way the one state is ran because that's what is normal for him, and that's what he's going to continue to do.
Yeah, definitely. So now we're going to go into a little debate, and even though we have the same perception of the book and its suckiness, we're just going to kind of go over just the one state and the reasoning behind that. So, Pat, what you got?
So I felt that I disagreed with D503's choice to go back to the ways of the one state. I felt this because overall the one state, the way it's ran, I don't like it. I feel like there's too much control from their style of government. They're controlling every single thing in these people's lives, and this doesn't allow them to be free thinkers. They're doing what the actual society wants them to do, where basically they're just acting as robots the whole time. So I completely disagreed with it, and I think he should have went along with the revolution.
Yeah, just from a different perspective, kind of playing the devil's advocate. You're always going to have chaos with any society. You even see it in the smaller portions versus running a whole city or in this case just that society. You need control, and having control like this avoids most chaos and avoids revolution. It kind of controls everything. Using D503's example, he achieves happiness, and just like the quote that Pat read, that shows that he was able to achieve that even though the strong grasp that the government had on its society. So that just proves that happiness is possible, and
air show.
So it is possible, and you can still be happy with that much control. So I don't think it's that bad at all.
So then, final thing we wanted to discuss was the one state's, the society's future as a whole. My opinion at the end, it's still very unclear as to what happens, and I really don't feel that, let's say, the revolution was successful, but I also feel that the one state is going to be able to ultimately restore order, because I feel, in the type of society that the one state is, you're always going to have people that aren't going to agree with the way that things are being run. So you're always going to have somebody plotting to try to get their way and influence others to say, hey, this isn't right what we're doing. And then on the other hand, there's still always going to be that person running it that's going to try to say, this way that I choose is the best, it's the most effective, and this is the way we need to live. So I'm still kind of on the fence as to the ultimate ending of the book. What about you, Evan?
I agree. I think that the one state has that potential to come back and kind of restore order. I think that it would have made good for a sequel to the book, that either the one state comes back or the revolution is gone crazy and everything is destroyed. But I think it would have been cool if the one state came back and restored order. Definitely.